So a while back I was having this debate with a feminist. She claimed that women could compete with men at soccer but weren't allowed to because of gender segregation in sports enforced by the patriarchy. This shit writes itself. Have you ever watched women's soccer? Yeah, not noted for its high quality. Look what happened when the professional, international Australian women's soccer team played a team of 15-year-old boys. The 15-year-old boys team won 7-0. They called this a shock result. It wasn't a shock result. Even at 15, the boys were physically superior to a highly trained team of adult female professionals. Yet feminist blogs like this one claim that cultural biases are to blame for men outperforming women and that sex segregation in sports needs to be abolished.
For me, it's patronising that women are treated differently, as if the only way a man can be competed against is by making things easier for women.
Men being better at sports has nothing whatsoever to do with culture, society, or the patriarchy. Men are physiologically stronger than women, which is why they are significantly better at the vast majority of sports. It's basic frigging science.
Oh no!
Biological males have more testosterone, which makes them more competitive. Men have naturally higher levels of anabolic steroids, which helps them recover stamina quicker. Men have higher hemoglobin counts in their blood, which helps circulate oxygen better around the body. Men have greater muscle mass. They have thicker tendons. They have more bone density. That's why they can punch harder, kick a ball further, throw longer, run faster, and swing a racket with more power. In the few endurance sports that women are better than men, like long distance swimming, it's women's physiological differences that give them the edge. Women are better at endurance swimming because they have more body fat than men and are more buoyant. So again, even when you flip it round, it's physical. It has nothing to do with culture, society, or the patriarchy. Men are naturally better at sports. Deal with it. But there's such rampant misandry that feminists still refuse to accept this manifestly provable objective fact. They want mixed sports teams, which would just make everything shitter and less entertaining. It would actually create far less opportunities for women, because the vast majority of female sportswomen wouldn't be able to compete alongside men.
I love the WNBA.
Liar.
I learned a little bit from them as well.
Liar.
They make the game extremely exciting to watch.
Liar. Look, there's a reason why people watch far less women's sports. And it ain't the patriarchy.
Pickup game. McCautry. She gave it a try. D-4. Execution.
What happens when male to female transgenders compete against women? They all completely crush the opposition. Transgender weightlifter Laura Hubbard, born a man, just broke a world record, beating her nearest female competitor by 19 kilograms. Runner Caster Semenya, a hermaphrodite with 3 times the normal testosterone than other women. She completely dominates them. Transgender MMA fighter Fallon Fox, born a man. After Fox defeated Tamika Brents, breaking her eye socket, Brents, herself a strong fighter, said, quote, "I've never felt so overpowered ever in my life." That's because no matter what gender pronoun you call yourself, biology is king.
Serena Williams won a Grand Slam while she was pregnant, so every man should probably shut up about everything forever.
Yeah, millions of men won a world war while under constant threat of death. She played tennis. Look, women are better at some things and men are better at other things. And that's okay. Most of the things that women are better at than men are more important than sports anyway. Child rearing, empathizing. Women live longer. They're more likely to get a college degree. But men are better at committing suicide, being homeless, dying in the workplace, dying in wars, being killed by car wrecks, and being constantly lectured by the dominant culture about how worthless and pathetic we are.
Wrong.
Yeah, we've got it so great. Gee, thanks, patriarchy. This anti-science, social justice agenda to force contrived equality down everyone's throats, even at the expense of empirical reality, is ludicrous. They have to hide the fact that men and women excel at different things to maintain the illusion that there aren't fundamental biological differences between the sexes. There are. They even cut a segment from a Netflix version of Bill Nye's 1996 show which explained how chromosomes determine one's gender.
See, inside each of our cells are these things called chromosomes, and they control whether we become a boy or a girl.
Now, gender is anything you want it to be, on a whim, on a day-to-day basis.
Take sex. We used to think it was pretty straightforward. X and a Y chromosome for males, 2 X's for females. But we see more combinations than that in real life.
And he still calls himself the science guy. Let that sink in. The abandonment of proven science in favour of social justice gender hysteria is having real-world consequences. In places like New York, women who fail fitness tests are being allowed to become firefighters anyway, because they lowered the standards, literally putting people's lives at risk for some token gesture of political correctness. Look, generally speaking, men suck at some things, women suck at others. We compensate for each other's deficiencies. Listen, I know these are thought crimes, but I'm going to say them anyway. Men and women are biologically different. There are only 2 genders, and female soccer is terrible. Those 3 things are all objectively true, and no matter how much you virtue signal about it, no amount of enforced, contrived gender equality can ever change the basic nature of reality.